recorded live at 4ZZZ Studios, Meanjin, Brisbane.
On 102.1 FM.
And broadcast across Australia on the Community Radio Network.
You're listening to Zed Games.
Zed Games brings you the best in gaming news, reviews, community and culture. Want to reach out?
Share your hot take?
Or do you just want to share your favourite game?
Find us on socials at ZED Games AU.
This is Zed Games. I am your host for the evening, Paul, and joining me are my friends Melee.
Hi.
And Natalia.
Oh, that's me.
Yeah,
it is you.
Wow.
And how are you two going, my friends?
Doing good. Always good to be here.
I'm doing great. I dressed up because I can. I feel I dressed up like a princess today.
It's a good reason to dress up.
So you all in the audience can see me, right?
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes, everyone can see you.
I was going to get a special shirt for this evening, and then I remembered it's radio, and so the reference would have been pointless. Yeah. So I'm simply wearing my Noel Fielding and Richard Ayoade shirt.
I hope they give us a corporal form soon. I'm sick of being a voice floating through the ethereal planes.
I hope we skip straight to hologram.
Yeah.
How's the gaming world for you guys?
Very good. I've been enjoying. I've been basically just catching up on my extensive backlog and doing my homework. Primarily point-and-click adventure games and Resident Evil 1. I am loving that game.
As in OG or
the OG? Well, as in like the PC port that came to Steam or whatever. Yeah. But yeah, that game is so unique. I've not seen anything kind of trying to do like. Obviously, there are games that are inspired by it, but like the tank controls that everyone hates kind of opens up a lot of possibilities.
It's time for you to go back to Alone in the Dark then.
I think it might be.
Yes, because they finally admitted after like 30 years that, we did rip off Alone in the Dark. But as a big Alone in the Dark fan, I will say, it's hard to go back to. Resident Evil is a much easier to play game.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm enthralled by it. So, yeah.
Good times. Well, with no time like the present, let's do a little thing that we like to call some news.
Oh, yeah.
News. Okay, first up, some very exciting news, and by exciting, I mean terrible news. You might have noticed that things are getting more expensive in the world. And so we bring bad tidings. Yeah. If you were interested in a Steam Deck, good news, they're getting back in stock. Bad news, they have raised the price by 45%. Not a small rise. It is my gaming platform of choice these days, but it's a hard recommend at that price, considering it is also not new hardware or anything.
Yeah.
The world where early adopters paid more and then things got cheaper is long gone.
Yeah.
I remember a few weeks ago someone was complaining that they didn't buy a Switch 2 because they were waiting for the price to drop. And I told them that was ridiculous, and then the next day the price went up.
I got my Steam Deck the day, the second I was like it sold out in the US and Canada or whatever, I'm like, I need to get my Steam Deck right now. And lo and behold, yeah.
Made the right choice.
I think the highest end model, which is the fancy OLED one with the terabyte or whatever, is like 1.5, like 1,429 Australian dollars.
May as well just call it 1.5.
Yeah.
And with the Steam Machine coming out, being supposedly still coming out this year, if that's less than 2K, I will be shocked.
Yeah. I think that this has really big implications in that, like you're saying, console prices aren't dropping. No. Everything is going up because of the RAM shortages and stuff like that. And it's like, this is kind of probably going to be the new... things aren't going to drop back down magically. If they can get away with selling it, then they're just going to keep...
It will be interesting because I know you've not spent too much time just on this subject, but on the dev scene, especially on the indie dev scene, sort of the power amount of the Steam Deck is where a lot of devs are aiming, because it's like, oh well, that's sort of an achievable power. Even if it's not the Steam Deck, most computers can do that. They're not aiming for high end. But now if that level is still even going to be, we just going to start not going
stream
backwards,
them.
But well, I think streaming is where especially big players are going to start trying to push more, because then they can just start leveraging all those data centers.
Yikes.
Yippee! Made everyone happy again, didn't I?
Yeah. I'm going to hold my tongue on the topic because
I mean, there's nothing. You don't need to hold anything here. Okay. In some happy news, do you like The Witcher 3?
Yeah.
I like the idea of it. I haven't played it.
I like The Witcher 2 more than 3, but I'm very much in the minority.
Well, I like the books.
Somebody can read.
Sometimes.
So, surprising many, there has been a new Witcher 3 DLC announced, which will be coming next year, Songs of the Past. Which is going to be a collaboration with the studio that did the Thermitage, which was a very cool world. Like you were hunting like demons with Rasputin, but it could have been a more fun game. So maybe this is the more fun game, and they could, yeah. So I'm quite happy about that. It also made people realize Witcher 4 is probably still quite a way away.
Yeah.
But I'd love to see more of this as a trend when AAA developers are making huge open worlds. There's so much work, so much effort put into, and then they're just done, move on. It's like, and then also getting other studios to make stuff as well. Yeah, license it out. I feel like GTA 5 could have another decade in it if they just let people make other games in that world.
Yeah.
I don't really know what I need 6 for, except they just haven't made any other single player content.
Yeah, because the multiplayer is where the money's at.
Yeah, but I lit it up like when it launched once and took 2 hours to get in, and I'm done. I've never looked at the multiplayer again.
I just think it's probably a good excuse to bridge into the story of Witcher 4. So I think it's a smart move.
Yes. Hey, back to some downer news. Destiny 2 has wrapped up. They are closing down. They're going to stop in development. This is the end of Destiny 2. And fan base is like, great, that means that Destiny 3 must be well in production. Sorry to tell you, Destiny 3 is not well in production. It has not started. It has not been greenlit. It's very likely from rumors that much of the team will be let go. They have pushed a bunch of like pitches and prototypes of which allegedly have not been picked up. Yeah. Happy days for those like the Bungie that was is long gone, it seems.
It's just impressive the blunder that Bungie was able to, like, they got bought for like a multi-billion,
so much money,
and it's just like, Sony's has completely written them off. Like,
it's weird because a lot of and it's always hard because it's behind, everyone speaks politically where you get to a certain level. The problems with Bungie do seem to be Bungie management is the source of a lot of them. Not to say all of them, things are complex, but it's also like they were like that when they bought them. Yeah. And then they let them have freedom, and then they're like, oh, well, this isn't worth anymore, so we're going to pull out and close. Maybe not completely close down. Marathon is not doing huge numbers, but it's doing good numbers.
But it's not doing Bungie numbers.
It's not doing what they want numbers. Yeah. Which is very sad because it is, even with, I have no interest in the genre, it has interesting ideas and it's trying things, which I'd love to see. Yeah. But speaking of Sony closing things, with no real warning, they closed down everyone's favorite game, Destruction All-Stars, which was sort of a launch title for the PS5.
That's the driving one, right?
That's the driving one where you can jump out of the car and jump on top of someone else's, and I had fun in the tutorial, and it's like, I don't want to play anymore. If someone hadn't put out a press release, I don't think anyone would have noticed.
Yeah.
I like it when they invest in like smaller games. I think like it's better to have lots of small games that maybe some of them will do well.
That is where I have that's what Sony doesn't have any of at the moment. They're only focused on large, other than trying to get a live service game, everything else is large single player AAA prestige titles, which are almost make or break it for the studio. You have some of the major studios that have gone an entire generation without releasing a game, which was a story being spoken about this week as well. And they might not get anything out, some of these studios, and it's weird. It was not to go too tangential again. I mean, I always do.
I'm here for it.
It was one of the things. Final Fantasy isn't popular with the youth in Japan anymore because only one game comes out in their youth. When we used to get one every other year.
I mean, it's just it's a greater issue with the way that AAA games are made in general. It's an unsustainable platform when you have to recoup $500 million to just break even. It's like...
Yeah, it is pretty wild.
It's a bubble that's about to burst, especially since, no one can even buy the computers to play them.
It's really compounding. I feel we're going to have a real resurgence of the olden times soon, which is fine. There are thousands of good games out there. So, you're not really going to be running into a lack unless you only want to play something that's on the cutting edge, which you're going to see less and less of, I think.
Resident Evil still holds up?
Resident Evil's doing gangbusters. It's bigger than it's ever been, so as long as you're into Resident Evil, you're fine. Speaking of things going beyond all expectations, Star Citizen has announced they've finally raised over $1 billion.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Star Citizen is... I love it so much.
For people who don't know the context of it.
Okay, so Star Citizen is Chris Roberts, who is a classic PC game developer, historically bad with money. He made Wing Commander and a few games as freelancer and stuff like that. It's like big space operas. And he said, I'm going to kickstart one. It was a relatively early, big Kickstarter. And, you know, they raised millions and millions. And the game, I think it's well over a decade now into development. Yeah. The game that they actually funded for was Squadron 42, which is a game inside Star Citizen, which is a larger project. They released like a coming soon trailer like 5 years ago. It's got a lot of A-list stars in it as well. They do things like, I think there's a new ship they've just released now. And by release, I mean made available for purchase. They haven't built it yet, but it's like $5,000 US to buy the invisible ship. But you do get a nice JPEG of it. Well, JPEG of what they're proposing, because as I say, they have not even made it in game yet. It's an insane thing. It's its own economy. People are obsessed with it, despite the fact it's not a fully realized game yet. But they give me a weekly update, because I gave them $20 like 15 years ago, and
Clearly enough people are still giving them money, because you said $1 billion?
$1 billion.
$1 billion.
Yes, with a B. That's quite a lot.
So if I just go crazy and start pitching video games, I could earn $1 billion?
As long as you have the mind of Chris Roberts, which is just to start building more and more studios to build like a new subsystem for the game that he hasn't actually clarified in any way whatsoever. Okay, just as a very short note at the end here, we have had the reveal of Unreal Engine 6. Didn't 5 just come out? Anyway, they announced it by showing off Rocket Leagues on it. And I mean, they haven't gone deep dive, they just showed a little trailer. I'm like, I don't know if Rocket League's the game to show off new tech. I mean, it looks shiny, but it always looks shiny. Shiny is the easiest effect to do in computers.
I mean, if anything, shiny is, again, talking about the cost of hardware going up and stuff like that. Shiny is difficult because Unreal 5 games are notoriously like really heavy and intensive on resources, right?
Oh, but shiny can be very cheap. Unless you want to ray trace the shiny, then things get a bit...
I don't know. I just, I don't think most games need to lean on stuff like Unreal. I think that is
no, it's a certain tier and style of thing. Anyway, a couple of upcoming releases. Today should have seen 007 First Light.
Looks really cool, actually.
Yeah, they had a cool tutorial in it, which is basically just like going through training, but instead of like sitting you down and go, now we're going to do shoot, it just sort of like cuts like a movie. It's a montage.
That's
like,
cool.
Do this bit, so it cuts out the gap. Like, that's a smart idea. Let's go. We have Strays coming out to Nintendo Switch 2.
Nice.
And we're seeing Mino the Hollow is finally coming out on Friday.
Very interesting.
Yes,
that's the game by the
Shovel Knight
people.
crew. Yes, so it's got, I think currently it might be the highest rated game of the year.
Wow.
On the reviews, which isn't shocking, and it'll probably come down a little bit, but we'll see. It'll certainly do well.
Good for them.
Exactly. And then what's the last day of what's next week's? It's a 4th there. Just checking what ones are down there. Nothing too exciting because most things have jumped out of the way because what's coming up very, very soon? Who knows? I bet Natalia knows.
I think I do, but also, like, what is time anyway?
I don't know.
There are big, I mean, mostly everyone's kind of dreading GTA 6, but that's in like 3 months, 6 months. If it's...
So in 8 days, 12 hours, 41 minutes, and 16 seconds, 14 seconds, it keeps changing, is the launch of Summer Game Fest, which means endless amounts of showcases. I have a list, a calendar available on the Zed Games website, zedgamesau.net, which I will try to keep updated because there is always more, because there's always side things that aren't officially part of it as well. I don't think the link's on the front page right this second, but I'll make sure it's up at the end of the episode. It's just /events at the end of it if you want to find it earlier. Otherwise, just look up Summer Game Fest and you will find a whole lot of things that are about to start happening. In fact, some things have already happened. There was a Dragon Quest thing this morning.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah, they didn't do anything.
That's yonks away.
They restarted. They restarted development on 12.
Cool. If I can add one thing, on the 7th of June is going to be the Frosty Games Festival, which is an Australian showcase of Australian developed games. And there's going to be plenty of Brisbane developed games showing that day. It is, again, Sunday, June 7th at 8 a.m. You can watch it later. You don't have to watch the live stream at 8 a.m.
It's always fun live.
It is always fun live.
And it is officially part of the Summer Game Fest as well.
Yes. And on the 18th of June, I will be doing a special showcase episode here on Zed Games to interview all the people who from Brisbane who showcase there. So stay tuned.
We'll see. I'll see what else on the same day as Frosty. But anyway, there's lots of things. There's like 20 showcases there already. But let's have enough of that. Let's say that was the end. What?
No, but later.
No, too much stuff. Okay, bye.
But
Okay.
Damn.
I'm getting very excited in here.
So much to talk about.
It always is. This is Zed Games. I'm your host, Paul. Join me, Natalia and Maley. And now we're going to get on to one of our favourite parts of the show. When were you born? I was born in 83.
I was born in 204.
And when were you born? Tell
97.
Woo!
Yeah.
We're
Now let's mix it
different
up.
ages. Yeah. I'm a different ages. Yeah. Okay, cool. We are talking about Mixtape, which is the latest game by Beethoven plus Dinosaur. Actually, it's and Dinosaur.
And Dinosaur.
They used to have a plus symbol in there long, many years ago, but it is officially and.
They mixtaped it up.
Yeah, they mixed it up. Melbourne-based studio that previously made The Artful Escape.
BAFTA award winner.
And they are back with Mixtape, which is a 90s nostalgic adventure where you and two friends spend your last day together and reminisce and listen to a mixtape of all the songs that represent your relationships and times moving forward. The main character... What's the main character's name? Because
I forgot.
Because your friends are Cassandra and Slater,
Yeah.
but because it's you, that your name gets said less.
But she's a music supervisor. She wants to be a music supervisor.
Well, yes, and it is sort of from the perspective of the future as well. So it's her reminiscing and then also talking about the reminiscing from the reminiscence.
Yep.
So we have steps of removal from reality there. So you're breaking up all the all the plans with your friend because you're going to go to New York and be a music supervisor, which they have to explain what it is because most people don't know what a music supervisor is. You pick music for things because you're cool and you're
Makes
pretentious.
sense.
And she just likes making mixtapes, and she's made this mixtape, and you're going to go on a skating adventure, and you're going to have hallucinatory, surreal things, because every time a song starts in this game, it becomes a little mini game, which lets you express yourself in some way with the music. This isn't actually that far removed from their previous game, which looked more like a platformer, but really was about moving through spaces and listening to music. But this one is way more mainstream because it has a whole bunch of licensed tracks.
Yep.
Of the period, which we haven't actually discussed this at all yet. I feel this is going to have some interesting back and forths on things. The game itself is a short experience, about 4 hours-ish, really.
Yeah.
Can be mine's a bit longer, but then I also get distracted by life a lot. Yes, and it is beautiful. It is a very, very good looking game. They have taken the choice to have all the characters animated at a slower frame rate, although the game still runs at whatever frame rate you want it to, especially on PC. And it's based in America, which is a very interesting choice considering they are not Americans.
Yeah.
That choice kind of did frustrate me a little bit because I don't think that much is gained by it being set in like San Francisco or whatever. Like it could have...
I don't know where specific... Yeah, again, I think it's... Well, it is an imaginary America.
Yeah.
Because it is being processed through the nostalgia of what you think American and teenage life will be, which I will have a bit of insider baseball to talk about that a little bit later. Anyway, so I had a lovely time with this game.
Yeah.
It was very, for me, I grew up in that time period. Many of the artists played were artists I listened to, and many of them weren't. I'd say about 50-50 in stuff. The choices of songs are not your most obvious. They've got, say, some Smashing Pumpkins in there, one of the big headliners people talk about, but we're not talking about some Tonight Tonight or some Bullet with Butterfly Wings, something like that. It's Love, which is a song that I really like, but would not appear on most people's top 10 of Smashing Pumpkins lists.
Listening to an interview with the developers, they said, when you're making a game about a girl who wants to be a music supervisor and make the best mixtape of all time, they step up to the challenge.
Oh, yeah. And in probably the same interview, they're talking about one way you can get better deals with your music licenses is by going to the artist and saying, this game is about how much we think your music is amazing and we're going to just experience it. And
the characters talk about it diegetically in the world.
Directly, yes. And it was the first time the studio had a music supervisor, which really helped. Anyway, so it's straight narrative. You're just there with your friends. You're exploring things. And as I say, there's not... it's mainly just scenes, and then it goes into basically music videos, and you play through those as the story expresses itself over a few hours. Natalia.
Yes. I also play this game, by the way, audience members. Yes, what was your question?
I was just throwing to you to throw in some of your thoughts and begin some conversation.
Right, okay. I really enjoyed this game. Don't get me wrong. I think it was a really beautiful, concise experience. I think the fact that you're banking on music, that even if you're not nostalgic for it, it's still good music. And so I think a lot of the emotional experience is carried through it.
It's also... as this is someone that's a pretentious teen with music, it's not 90s music. There is some 90s music.
Yeah.
But we go, I think the earliest tracks are from the 60s, I think. I don't think there's anything earlier than that. But this is just...
And then 2011, there's a track from there as well, right? One of the characters has even though it's set in America, has a Raid shirt.
Yes.
So it's,
And they bring up Australian bands a bit more than Americans normally would.
Yeah. I think that it is I enjoyed it, but I definitely see... It's a really strange position game because it made me think about like what is the relationship of like a game versus a movie, right? This is pulling from the language of film and the pacing of film more than it is from games. You know, it's just kind of like incidental that you're going into like a interactive form to experience a minigame. And so because of that, I found that the gameplay wasn't very challenging, which is cool for getting people who maybe wouldn't play video games otherwise to come in and be like, oh, wow, this is a cool nostalgic thing. I remember that. And they're able to play it because the accessibility of it is not, as opposed to like something like It Takes Two, which is also a game that a lot of people play with their partners or something. But the third-person camera definitely takes like an adjustment to it.
Yes, as someone that's tried playing it with both non-gaming adults and very young children, yes, there's a big learning curve on that there. But also, there is a lot of history in video games of just experiential interaction. So even if you're like looking at a game like Journey, Journey doesn't really have any difficulty. You can't lose, can't do anything. Some of the scenes are almost completely scripted. Your actions barely do anything, especially some of the surfing middle bits, the rise and fall of music and everything. And even back one of our it was in the 70s actually, game Deus Ex Machina back in the day. It's so scripted in that it's one of the first games that ever had a soundtrack. And the way it did that was you had to have a tape player next to you and you push play at the same time.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So it's like the film tradition of like, having a live orchestra playing over silent film,
exactly, right? Yeah. And so obviously nothing can change at that game because it's not even connected to the sound making device. It is interactive experience. It is not what I would... Yeah, if someone is looking for a fun videoed game, it's just on that other end. It's like Tetris on one end and Mixtape on the other.
I guess on that note, a lot of it is carried through. Again, it's more film than it is game. How do you feel about the story, and especially how do you feel like it? Do you think it like relates to your experience growing up in the?
Yeah, I this is something I find very interesting. When things get closer to people, this is a broader concept, but when things get closer to people's personal experience, they become more critical of it. Yeah. So I've seen a lot of people go like, people didn't listen to that music in the 90s. Like, of course they did. Just you didn't. It's like, because it's like, girls didn't skate. It's like, plenty of girls skated. Yeah. Just the girls you didn't skate. I find that, it's sometimes easier when it's more removed from people's lived experiences because, so I look at these things with a broader, like I wasn't a skater. I didn't live in America. I wasn't a teenage girl. Most of the things aren't there, but what I was a pretentious art kid who walked around with headphones a lot of the time and a little bag with all my CDs in it, which I then named my band after.
Nice.
Yeah, and the whole experience of like, I space out in that way less now in my older age as I close to death. But the whole like I'm listening to a song, it's a song that really affects me, and I sort of space out and imagine more around it, and I sort of do get flights of fancy and everything. I especially remember in uni just walking like late at night, just like all sorts of things would go through my head. Often, strange enough, listening to Smashing Pumpkins because it was my generation.
I guess for me, the thing, like, I think it's a really well-made game, and I think that it does have a place in the gaming space. But for me, the fact that it's a game about being nostalgic, like, it's about the nostalgia of being nostalgic in the moment.
Yes.
For something.
100%, yes.
Which, like, you know, I remember when I was in, I don't know, like, last day of primary school or high school, be like, oh my god, this is the last day I'm gonna be here. This, like, that kind of feeling is very real.
Yeah.
But I do think it limits it, because every time you go into a memory to experience, like, a song, you're kind of getting a highlight reel of, like, this character's lives, like, the happiest moments, or, like, this...
I mean, they do also explicitly discuss that. Yes.
They do, but for me, I feel like it is slightly narratively unsatisfying, because you're presented with these cool moments, but removed from any of the context around, like, the before or after of, like, the consequence. And so you're just left with this, like, the glowing feeling, and they capture it really well of, like, going, like, out with your friends and exploring, like, you know, into finding an abandoned, like, thing in the woods, and, like, you know, building, like, a little hideout. Park. Yeah, like that kind of, like, I have memories like that, but I think it limits the kind of story you can tell, because, like, the through line in the modern day is kind of, like, incidental to the actual interactions that you're doing. Yeah.
I don't know, it's one of those things where I don't, like, it's not a character study or anything like that. It is broad strokes. It is touching into those to nostalgia and what nostalgia is, and, you know, using the metaphor of a mixtape and a greatest hits and stuff with it. I'm not going to put it up as highbrow art, basically, but I did have a very satisfying time with it. Of just, I remember feeling ways about stuff.
I just wish it was messier, right? The characters are too perfect. They're too shiny. They're too, like, fully realized. I wish there was a little bit more of that, like, tension. Because, yeah, I mean, I don't look particularly fondly back on high school as a trans person. But, you know, a lot of people do hold that, like, nostalgia. But it was messy for all of us. And, I meet people now, and it's like, you're a very different person.
Yeah. It's a very cartoon look.
Yeah.
Do you think it's easier for Paul to have just enjoyed that nostalgia feeling because it was the time that you were there?
I'm not sure, because really almost nothing is specifically relevant to me in the time. Simply a couple of the songs were songs I listened at the time.
You're just more open-hearted.
Speaking to people, speaking to people around my age, the feeling that we get is that, like, it feels more like, you know, it's very late to the wave of, like, Stranger Things, of, like, packaging nostalgia and, like, presenting it to the new audience of, like, isn't this cool? I think that, like, especially by season 5 of Stranger Things, I think we're all kind of sick of it.
I mean, I haven't watched the last 2 or 3 seasons. I don't know. Again, no. Whatever. Anyway, so this mixtape, it's available on pretty much every platform and Game Pass. As I say, it's an Aussie game. Down by Beethoven and Dinosaur. And it is a short experience, especially if you have Game Pass and you just want an evening in playing something that might make you feel nostalgic for when you were young and your hip work.
I still enjoyed it. For everything I've said, I think it was a beautifully crafted experience.
Oh, and it's aesthetic. Yeah, it's certainly, like, it's just trying to go for, like, the good feel generally. Yeah. It's like, oh, maybe things will turn out all right. That is the end of Mixtape. Or is it?
The tape is about to run out. Rewind. Flip it to size speed.
Zed Games. I'm Paul. Here's Bailey.
I'm Natalia.
Here's Natalia. And it's another
review. It's a review. What kind of review? It's a magical one.
Princess review.
Princesses are often magical, but this one especially. Except she's not really a princess.
Oh.
Princess, yeah. Do you remember the Trey Parker Matt Stone princess show?
Review.
Magical Princess. Woo! It's a princess raising game that released on PC 20th of 28th of April, so it's pretty new. I received a review key for this game, but I am a big fan of the genre, so I jumped at the chance. I've previously reviewed Long Live the Queen and Growing Up on this show, and have played many others. But if you're unfamiliar, Princess Maker games, Princess Raising games, are story-rich life sim games where you control the direction of the princess's life, generally from the age of a young child until they reach the marker of adulthood. In this case, graduation from college. It's important to note that in this genre, they don't have to be a princess. Princess.
But it helps.
Princess is more of a metaphorical title, a symbolic title.
Just it's how they are. It's what they are to you. They are your princess.
Of course.
In Magical Princess, you take the role of Mark. He's a single father of Alice, whose wife tragically died to illness. Oh no.
Why am I laughing?
That sounds really flippant if you haven't played the game. So Alice is a student at a magical academy who's enrolled in one of 3 tracks: Gladius, Magius, or Nobilis. And that's a big decision whether you want her to become a swordswoman, a magician, or a socialite. But beyond that, you micromanage basically her time, attending different classes, practicing hobbies and talents, who she speaks to, and the story adapts to match. Generally, there are a large number of endings you reach based on your choices, and Magical Princess has over 50. With each playthrough taking a good few hours, there's a lot of story to see in this game. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
So the backdrop for this lighthearted magical setting academy is an apocalyptic force seeping into the world and launching ever more frequent attacks on the city. Of course, what does the queen do when attacked? She rallies the children at the academy to fight off this threat. Every few months in the game, it plays out a turn-based combat. It's the combat can be challenging if you want it to be. You can get really involved in the combat, level it up, go fight the bigger beasts. But also, you can take the route of ignoring it.
And which route would you?
I've done different ones on depends who I want my daughter to be raised to be.
Yeah.
In some games, I've raised her to be noble and heroic, and in some games, I've actually raised her so poorly that she doesn't listen to what I say anymore.
Wow.
She goes off and becomes disobedient and becomes a very bad woman. So you got to be careful with what you do. The story of this game is told in loops. So, and your ultimate goal of this loops is to come up with a way to seal back this dark evil permanently. It's pretty common within the genre, go through, find out a bit more information, get to know the characters a bit more, learn how to avoid certain bad endings, try it again, get there a little quicker every time. And thankfully the game does let you skip through large cutscenes that you've experienced before in previous lifetimes. Magical Princess isn't particularly challenging, but it stands out in the genre for the level of polish that it has. It's fully voice acted, though in Japanese. You can hear the passion.
Yes.
And it has vibrant art and animations. It simply has a bigger budget than any of the other similar games, and they put that budget to use well. It's large, it's big, it's good fun. And I'm just trying to size up if I have time to mention the bread thing.
Rush through the bread. Give me the bread.
The game, for reasons I have yet to discover, is obsessed with bread. Bread is what gives you energy and reduces stress, which might be normal, but the monsters are bread themed. Your spells are bread themed. You've got like a meteor bread, and you summon swarms of bread to hit people. There's a character of Croy who has an otherworldly devotion to bread, and convinces you to come and steal bread with her. She passes out if she doesn't get enough bread. The bakery might actually be the center of the universe's great intertwined cosmic plan over loops and time loops. I don't want to go too deep into that, but I haven't found a reason for it, but this game is obsessed with bread.
God forbid a girl be hungry.
Carbs. People like carbs. I mean,
it's delightful.
Yeah. I mean, this looks so good. This honestly, Slay the Princess is the
I
game
love
that I was
Slay the
thinking
Princess.
now that I
Yeah.
think about it, and this seems just like a straightforward, like wholesome romp.
It is a straightforward, wholesome romp, yes.
Less cosmic horror, more.
Well,
more-
potentially bread horror.
Well, if you're a celiac, I wouldn't recommend it.
Yes.
Yeah. So I assume it's just PC as the genre generally
Yes,
is?
just PC.
Well, thank you for telling us about.
But, sorry.
You can do
It's
it.
just
You bothered
PC,
me.
but you don't need a very good PC, even with the good quality. It's pretty easy to run.
You don't need a good one, just anything under
Anything.
$3,000.
Yeah. That was Magical Princess.
That was very tasty.
Magical. Princessy.
Which does bring us to the end of the episode. So, thank you for listening. We would also like to remind people that next week is a indie dev night at Netherworld.
Woo!
Yes.
So come in, see some local games, meet some local devs, and just meet some other like-minded people. That is Thursday next week, 6 p.m. until 9 p.m. We normally do?
Roughly, yeah.
Roughly-ish.
Until people linger.
Until it's a soft 9 p.m.
Yeah, and as always, custom art commissioned from local games artists, and they'll be at sale at the door. Please check it out on socials. It is such a cool. I love the process so much.
Fabulous. Thanks for listening, everyone.
See ya.
Eat bread.
Have a good night.
Eat bread.
Thanks for listening to
Bread.
Zed Games.
Bread.
If you'd like to listen to more,
Bread.
you can find us on the
Bread.
Community Radio
Bread.
Plus app.
Bread.
and
Bread.
on
Bread.
socials.
Bread.
Games AU.
Bread.
See you next time.